Yeah, hi, this is Drew. So I've sent the email with the letters and the envelope templates in them. And when you receive the email, you should find that you've got 6 files. A letter file, an envelope file for each of the two houses, and then a Congress address list and a Senator's address list. I apologise. One of them is in not Excel. It's just the way it saved it, unfortunately. So hopefully you've got access to that. Well, you should do. It should be easy enough to get access to it. So these are the folders that you will have access to. So if we start off with the first one, how do you open it and what do you need to change? So if you already know how to do all of this, then obviously you don't need to watch this video. But if you haven't, then this might be helpful. So let me show you what you can expect. So double click on the Senator's letter first, and you'll see this little box comes up. And this is because of the letter being linked to a database. So it's going to merge all the addresses and names and so on into the letter itself. So it needs to check with you're okay connecting to the data source, and it should just come up looking just like this. So just say yes. Don't need to do anything else. And as long as you've saved all of the files that I sent you, the system knows automatically where to find the information. So this is the letter that you will see, and you can see a few things for you to amend. First thing, obviously, up in that top left-hand corner, you're going to need to overtype your company details. Over on the right-hand side, I've obviously taken our logo out and left it with a hard-working businessman. Now, you can either put your company logo in there if you've got a company logo that you want to produce, or if this is also about children for you, you may want to put a family photo on there. So let me show you how easy it is to do that. So first of all, hover over the picture, click on it with your right click, and you'll see an option there is change picture. Click on the change picture. It'll automatically open your pictures folder. Now, if that's where you keep all your pictures, then it'll be there. But I have far too many pictures, so let's just say we wanted to do a picture, a corporate picture. Let's just take this one, and let's say I wanted... No, I don't like any of those. Let's go to that one, and we'll find one that I might want to use from there. Let's say I wanted to put a new logo on there, and you insert that, and what do you know, there's your new logo. Now obviously it will automatically match the size that was there, and underneath it said put your logo here, so you can just delete that if you want to, or put a picture of your kids in there. That's entirely up to you. Now this part here is already pre-populated, and you really don't want to be playing around with this bit because that's all linked in to the mail merge. But the highlighted part here in yellow, this is the section where you can type your own little story. Now there are, just highlighting that, it says down here there are 180 words in that section there. So you know that whatever your little story is going to be, try and keep it to somewhere between 160 and 180 words. That way, when you cut and paste it in or copy it over or however you want to do it, you know that the format of the letter is going to be about the same. Otherwise, it might push it over onto a second page, and people are lazy. If they've got to turn a page to look at something, they don't always do that. So try and keep your story to 180 words or less, and then literally just type it in over there. Also, there's a section here which specifically relates to how Marion's E2 business fits within the changes in the criteria, and it just says, we fit that criteria easily for employees, and our 10-year anniversary will fall within our current E2 visa. Now, that may not be the case for you. You may already be well into your second or third or fourth visa. So just make sure that that's relevant to you. And then right down in the bottom part here, again, an opportunity for you to put your name, your company name, DBA if you've got one, and so on. This here, your signature, that's really just a handwriting font. So just overtype that with your signature. Change the, where is it there? The font. And I think I'm using freehand script, so it's that easy. Don't have to be technically inept, but it helps. So that's how you make all the changes on the letters. Now, if we click onto the mailing tab, you see all these tabs up here. Well, the mailing is the one that's specific to mail merges and the like. And you see at the moment the preview results is greyed out. That's because it's actually showing us what the results of the mail merge would look like. So if we click on that, you can see it takes it back. And now it's got all sorts of weird stuff in here, like it says address block, and it says dear, title, last name. So that's literally telling the computer what block, what data it is that you want to put and where you want to put it. So if we click that review results again, you'll see now it automatically fills it in, and it takes Senator Mitch McConnell. We all know who he is, and it puts it all the right date in there. Now, this is how you can register to see how many there are. And you notice if you click on the one on the far right, that takes you to the last one. So there are 100, 2 for each state. And if you go back the other way, it takes you back to the first one. Now, if you wanted to check these, you could go through them one at a time. And you can see it changes them as they go. But you don't probably want to do that because it's very time-consuming. I've already checked it for errors, and all the errors that there may be, it's spotted and dealt with. So once you've made all those amendments, you would then move on to the finish and merge page. Okay, and this is where you would literally click on there, and it says, what do I do next? Print documents. Now, if you print the documents, what it does is it collates all the information from all 100 of the senators. It puts it into the spaces that are allocated to it in the letter, and it produces that as one single 100-page document. So rather than it being 100 little documents, it's one document of 100 pages. So when you then come to do the print, as it says, it will literally print all 100 all at once. Okay? If you decide that you only want to do one at a time, then you can click individual and it says, okay, which one do you want me to merge? So let's say you decided that you wanted to change something, make something more specific about the senator from your own district, then you could choose that one. Let's say, I don't know who Rick Scott is, but well, he's my senator, but I think he's up near the end somewhere. You could literally just put his record in, either the current record if it's the one that's showing, or put the number in that you wanted to do, and it'll just do those. Okay? Not wanting to confuse you anymore. So that's how you that's how you make the alterations to the letter, and then how you produce the mail merge at the end. When you save it, it'll ask you to save it. Now, if you don't change the name when you save it, that will now be the only copy that you have. So you won't actually have the template copy without your amendments. You'll only have the copy with your amendments. So by all means, save it as your business name, senator's letter, whatever you want to do. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so close those. It's going to ask if you want to save the changes. I'm going to say yes in this instant. So that's the letters done. Then you got the envelopes. What about the envelopes? Well, the envelopes, you could do those as part of the same document, but unfortunately most printers mean you've got to do the envelopes individually. You can't put them in en masse and it'll print them all out at once. So if you're doing it as a mail merge, it'll print out one page, then it'll wait for you to put an envelope in. Then it'll do another page, then it'll wait for another envelope. So much better to have two separate documents. So the envelope document, again, this is now asking for the information to put in the envelope. And there it is. Now, what you need to be doing here is amending that information there. Okay, this is all about so this is your return address. Now, if you've got labels that you want to put on, I don't know why you want to spend the time sticking them on as opposed to printing it, I don't know. But if you did, you could just delete that one on this one envelope, because this is the template, and then stick your labels on all 100 envelopes when they're printed. Personally, I think you're better off doing it this way. And you'll notice as well at the bottom here, it's already got typed, please open and read this letter as it impacts folks in your district too. Now, why is that there? Well, Zoe tells me that, and it's a sad indictment of modern day politics, I guess. Most of the senators and most of the congressmen will possibly not even open a letter if it isn't from their district. So if we're sending out a letter to every district, we want to try and increase the option, or the possibility anyway, that someone's going to open it. And I don't know whether you know or not, but I'm a bit of a marketing specialist, and people have a habit of doing what you ask them to do. So if you put on the envelope, please open and read this letter, it's amazing. People tend to do it. So I've just put this as a footer on each of the envelopes. So it just says, please open and read this letter as it impacts folks in your district too. It'd be really difficult not to actually do that. It's kind of tough. So change your name, company name, and so on. And then you're ready to go back to the mailing section. And again, this has already got the preview, so it's already put them in. So you can see all I've done is put in representative, and then address block is the mail merge term, and they're already in there. So literally all 100 right up to the last one. I think, did I say Rick Scott was there somewhere? Who cares? There we are, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, so you're writing to a potential presidential candidate. Can't be bad. And that's that. So then again, the same principle, finish your merge, and it would produce it as a single document. You could do it that way. And then it's literally going to ask you to put a page in. Every time you've done one, it's going to ask you to feed in an envelope, because most printers, unfortunately, unless they're commercial, not home or semi-home, they won't let you load envelopes in en masse. If yours does, then great, go for it. So again, click that, print documents, and that's what it will do. All right. Okay, so that's the senator's letter and envelope. Just going to save all of that. And then pretty much the same principle with the Congress. So literally the template letter is there, and it's asking about the data. So say yes again, and what do you know? Same principle, but this time we're using the United States House of Representatives. So each one of these is a congressman. Same principle, change the bits that you've already done. And again, that's why I suggested putting it on a separate Word document, because you can then cut and paste it and use it again. Also, I noticed on this letter here, it's not justified. So let me just make it neat, nice and neat. So just justify it like that. It looks a little bit neater, I think. So there we go. Just put all your bits in there. Change your address up there. Change the picture if you want to do that. Back onto mailings. And you can see this instance, the 421, and it's got all the same thing. So that's then finish and merge, literally as we did before. And it'll print the whole lot off. That's that. So I will save that though, because I did change it. So when you get it, it will already look justified. You might think, oh, what's he talking about? Then you have the envelope for the congressman. And again, this is the template, so you're going to need to just change your details up the top here. And you notice this is already showing as it needs to be. And again, if you save it as a single document, then it just means that you'll print off each of the envelopes individually, depending on your printer's capability. So there you have it. And that's pretty much it. Any problems, any issues, anything that doesn't make sense, by all means give me a call. We're on Eastern time, so obviously bear that in mind. Send me perhaps a message on Facebook or an email first, and we'll find some time where we can work it through together. Okay, thanks then, bye.